Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video, and we talk about some newly shown Marvel Legends figures. And this time we have 3 new Marvel Legends figures, 2 of them just regular, and then one's a Build-A-Figure, which is very exciting. These were shown at some convention, I believe it almost said in Mexico, I think? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure where the convention was, but these were shown. No information on what wave they will be included in has been specified yet. However, I think, it's somewhat clear what wave they're going to be in, or at least which wave the Build-A-Figure will be for. So let's talk about it before I get into the main course, which is the Build-A-Figure, because that's really the only one that I deeply care about here. But the 2 just regular figures that were shown were Living Laser as well as Nighthawk. Neither of them I am a big fan of personally. I really only know them from their Marvel Universe and counterparts that I've seen. But I don't know too much about the figures or the characters themselves. They don't strike me as very interesting visually wise. I think that Nighthawk looks a little cheesy. His cape just looks so insane. But hey, I mean, you might like it for that. And it uses a pretty standard body sculpt. Other than that, though, head sculpt is a little plain as well. Living Laser, the paint could be really cool in person, not quite sure, because it has potential to have some neat, like, see-through and kind of, different shades and tones of pink and white to really do some unique stuff. The head's a little plain, but it does look nice, and, yeah, overall, he looks like he has some good articulation, too. But the main thing I want to talk about is the Kree Sentry. This is quite exciting. This is a Build-A-Figure that was, when it was shown, a couple days ago, I was on vacation, so I couldn't make a video right away. But a lot of people were really hating it. I saw a ton of people really hating this being the Build-A-Figure, and I've seen posts of them comparing it to like those series like a while ago where you could like snap off the legs and interchange legs and arms and stuff. It was very much a child series, and it kind of has that feel to it. But I personally like it. I think that I'm probably way in the minority by saying that, but I actually like the design. I think it's neat. First of all, just a Kree soldier character-wise, I think is very cool, and because he's a Kree Sentry, I think that this will very much likely be the Build-A-Figure of the Captain Marvel wave. I think that's very obvious. Captain Marvel's film comes out at the beginning of 2019. This figure will be released in 2019, and if you don't know, Captain Marvel gets her powers from the Kree. Ronan is going to be in the film, as he is a Kree, the only Kree that we have seen in the MCU so far. So like it's very obvious that this will be the Build-A-Figure of that wave, I think. So that's exciting. It's nice to know that they are going to do a Captain Marvel wave, most likely, and that means we'll definitely get a Captain Marvel figure. Hopefully we'll get like the villain, some scrolls. Oh, that would be super sweet. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it would be great if we got Captain Marvel, a scroll, and then Nick Fury from that movie, and then the rest can be comic book characters. Possibly Nighthawk and Living Laser will be a part of them. I don't really know much about them, so it's hard to say that, oh yeah, they'll totally fit in a Captain Marvel wave, but they certainly could. I'm just not sure. So that would be quite nice. But the figure-wise, I think I like the design. I like his look. He does have a cartoonish feel, but I kind of like it. It obviously very much is reminiscent of the Sentinels from X-Men, of course. So I really like the Sentinels, so maybe that's why I kind of am predisposed to liking this. But I like it. I also am a big fan of purple, and silver I think looks great with purple, and this is just a great combination of them both. I will say that, as you can see from the stock photo that was released and then the in-person photo that was released, there are some differences, including the hands. Obviously, the stock photo has purple hands, while the in-person photo has silver hands. I'm not quite sure which one I like more. I think I probably would have preferred the purple hands. However, it's not far off from the silver. I will say that the majority of the photos that I've seen of this character in the comics have purple hands, though, so I would have preferred to have purple hands. However, the one in person is probably going to be the one that we'll get, so I bet he'll have silver hands, which is a little unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. And it doesn't look very much like the comic counterpart. I've looked through many images of Kree Sentries in the comics, and I really can't find one that looks exactly like this. This one, usually they're very slick, like the one I have on the right here. Usually they're very slick. They don't really have many parts sticking out of them, and it's all very like skin tight armor, while this is very chunky. It has like gauntlet style gloves. It has shoulder pads that like have variations in levels. It has pointed sections all throughout the chest, and the boots are very pointed and sticking out and bulky, and that's just not how they seem to be designed in the comics. Now, I'm sure there's probably an image that more closely resembles this, but it's hard to find. I will definitely say that. I personally have not found one that looks like this. So I don't know if Hasbro took some creative liberties or they just picked a very obscure version of him. But Nonetheless, I like the design. I think it's very cool. This is a nice bulky Build-A-Figure. Again, like that's something I've been wanting to get back to, like the big bulky figures. It's not a great quality image, but here's an image of him. He's very bulky, as you can see, not just in bulk, but in height as well. He really towers over the other figures in both ways. So I definitely am very happy about that. Yeah, overall, I personally like this. You know, like I don't know, like I said, I like the Sentinels. So this has a very Sentinel look to it. I'm very excited for the Captain Marvel movie and how the Kree are going to be integrated in that movie, so I'm excited for the character in general. I like the colors of this, and I like the design, and I like the bulk. So personally, this is a nice one for me. I definitely like it. I can't personally think of like a better Captain Marvel Build-A-Figure to go with that. You know, I don't know. I'm not like a big Captain Marvel fan from the comics or anything, so it's hard for me to go through her rogues gallery and her set of characters to really say which one I like to see the best. But overall, I think that this is a really solid one. Other than like a Super Scroll that they could really like, you know, do a lot with. That would be neat too, but overall I do like this, and from what I would want from the rest of the Captain Marvel figures, those are the 3 Captain Marvel figures that I'd like from the movie, being, you know, a Skrull, Captain Marvel, and Nick Fury, and then it would be great in the comic, the rest of the comic figures. If Living Laser and Nighthawk are a part of it, so be it, but it would be cool to get in a comic book of Skrull as well. That would be nice, like a different version of the Skrull. That would be cool. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with the Build-A-Figure. I'm probably the only one, but I think it does look very cool, and I am excited to build it personally, and I'm very excited to see the rest of the wave, including and most importantly the movie figures for me too. So there you go. That's my thoughts on this new possibly Captain Marvel wave, but these 3 new figures shown from Marvel Legends, one of them being a Build-A-Figure. Let me know what you guys think of the Living Laser as well as Nighthawk, and especially what you think of the Kree Sentry. And thanks so much for watching.